record this thing. Okay. Greetings. This is Phil Chenevert. It is April 29th, 2024. I'm 83 years old, and I'm reminiscing about the games that I played as a child. I wish I knew what my parents played, but whatever. Nobody really cares about this, but who knows? Maybe in 50 years from now, somebody may be writing a paper on, well, I wonder what my great-grandfather played. Before they had the internet, before they had television. Sorry, my lips are very dry. I have dry mouth. So let's start with where I was born in New Orleans. And as y'all know, I did something on that, where I was born on Cambron Street. Well, my parents moved to New Orleans, where I was born, and attended a school. And now I have to share screen. Hang in there. Not that, not that. I want to go to more. More than the simple words I try to say. Share screen. Oh, here we go. Let's start with this. All right. This is Mater Dolorosa School. It is on Carrollton Avenue. This is Carrollton Avenue. That is Mater Dolorosa Church. My mother enrolled me in this when I was 5 years old and going to kindergarten. It had been 1945. I was born in 1940 in November. So this would have been 1945 or 40, whatever. And she sent me to kindergarten. This is Carrollton Avenue. There are streetcars that used to run down here. I don't know if they still do or not. But this was my school. It looked huge when you were a little kid. Now it doesn't look so old. This school was turned into an old folks retirement community, I think, some years ago. Okay. Um, the school, because they had so many kids at the time in the 50s, there were a lot of Catholic children. And so they paved this, you can't see it, but the side of the school here between the church and the school, they asphalted everything all the way back to the next street. Except there was a small patch up front here where there was dirt, and there was a small patch kind of in the back around a bush or something they had back there. But everything else was just asphalt. We played on asphalt. In the front here, there was a little bit of grass. They didn't have this walkway because we didn't need it. We was young kids. So I came to school with my big sister, uh, Patricia, which I'm going to show you right now. New share. Let me see if I can do this. Here we go. More than the simple words. I can't show it to you. Sorry, just hang in there. Here we go. Um, Here we go. I'm hoping this is being shown. I'm going to yeah, that's it. Good. I have trouble with this technology stuff. I'm an old man. So let's put this down here. At the ripe age of 5 or so, I can't make this any bigger, can I? More. I don't know what I'm doing. I know you can't see much, but that's me. I don't know how I did this, but I did it. Edit. I don't want to edit album. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Um, I was a happy little boy. I'm standing in front of the Catholic Church there, Mater Dolorosa, which stands for Mother of Sorrows. And I'm holding candle and apparently some type of holy card or something. I mean, look at that spiffy kid. What games did I play? Well, I remember before we moved, I guess I was like 4 or 5 years old, my sisters would play jacks. Y'all know what jacks is? Well, I'm going to show you here. I got a picture down here somewhere. These are girls playing jacks. I played jacks, but not until later. I didn't have the hand-eye coordination. You bounce the ball, you grab one jack, you bounce it, you grab two, and it takes a lot of dexterity. But I remember my sisters playing that. I had an older sister, Patricia, and Ursula, Ursula, Patricia and Ursula. They I'm looking for a picture of them. My sister rode with me on the streetcar the first year that I went to Monte Della Rosa. Okay. And she used to, because I was a little kid, but then after that, I would get on the streetcar, right here and ride down here myself on my thing here. And I would always have my little bag of marbles in my pocket or whatever they were doing that season. Um, my mother would tie 7 cents in the corner of a handkerchief, my handkerchief, and I would keep that because otherwise I'd lose it. So when I went to come home, I could get my handkerchief out and pay the streetcar guy to ride me back to home. Okay, now what games do we play? We play games by season. I'm hoping I'm sharing my screen here with you. Um, we had definite seasons. I'm talking we meaning the boys. I guess the girls did too, but we never paid any attention to them. We didn't care. Starting from the very first grade, you knew that it was marble season. Usually you started off with marble season. You go to your closet. I would get my little bag of marbles that I saved, and at recess we'd find a little patch of dirt somewhere. We only had two in the schoolyard, and somebody would yell whatever. Like the types of games were like banana, or you could play ring. Normally we played banana because we didn't have enough room to play ring. Ring is where you make a big circle and you put your marbles in there and you try to shoot from the outside. You need a lot of space, but banana, you just draw a little banana shape in the dirt, put marbles in there. Everybody puts a marble, and then if you shoot them out, then you can take them. If you're playing for keepsies, I'm gonna say now, you have to remember, you have to specify first. Are you playing for let's see. Are you playing for keepsies or is this just a fun? You just play for the skill. Here's some boys playing. Um, Now this boy is playing. He's raised. You could raise up so much and shoot, but only so much. You had to keep your knuckles on the ground. By the way, if you ever heard the phrase "knuckles down," basically that comes from the marbles game, where you had to keep your knuckles on the ground to shoot. Otherwise, you were cheating. If you lift up your thing like, nope, knuckles down, be very careful about that. But if you knock theirs out, then they're playing keepsies, you got to put that in your little sack. If they got yours, well, you lost yours. It was a fun game. I don't have pictures here. We also played mummely peg or knives. Every boy had a knife. Everybody had a knife, little pocket knife, and you spin it and try to stick it up in the ground, and you could um, draw a circle around where it's stuck, and then the other guy had to go in there. Anything. We had a lot of fun. Every kid was walking around with a knife. Um, Now after marble season, what games did we play? Normally it was tops. Now if you've played tops, I wish I could make these bigger, but I'm not that good. I hope I'm playing all this. Let me see. Screen sharing. Mom. Yes, I am screen share. So these are tops. You get your top and you wrap the cord around the top and then to the bottom. And if you know what you do, you wrap it around and then you hold it and then you throw it and then you pull your hand back, which causes this a lot of spin on it, hits the ground, spins and spins. Now if you're playing I can play war tops, you could try to hit the other guys. I don't know if you can see the point. Some people would play with really sharp points. Well, I don't have any here, huh? Okay. But it was basically a game of skill. I was never very good at tops or marbles, now that you mention it. Now after marble season, for some reason, something would happen. Who knows? Atmospheric pressure would be bing. It's time to go into yo-yo season. Now, if you play yo-yos, everybody knows what a yo-yo is. By the way, we were taught by Benedictine nuns, uh, marvelous woman. No nun ever hit me, and gosh knows I deserved it. I was a problem. Um, I never got hitten or slapped like they talk about. They were always nice to me and nice to all of us that I know of. These poor ladies, wanting to serve God, would be sent who knows where. They said, well, today you're going, I mean, this year you're going to go over to this school, over in Minnesota or in Florida or whatever. And they would go. That's wonderful, ladies. That I don't know who that is. That's just a picture I picked up off the internet. Um, so we play tops, and then we went into yo-yos. Now, if you play yo-yos, you know that that's another game of skill. You flip them down, and you can do tricks with them. You can make it come up, go around the world, which means it keeps spinning. You can walk the dog. Oh, gee, what was some rock? He's rock the baby. You take the skin, and while it's spinning the whole time, you do that. And every year they would have the Duncan experts from the Duncan yo-yo makers who would come by the schools and demonstrate. Man, they could do all these tricks, and we would just go, wow. Um, we were very impressed. Okay, what game? So I played that game. I also played, well, this is next door. We didn't have any playground equipment. Not a one. Um, we did have a game in the older grades where there were these a bench where the boys would sit on it, and you take a running jump, and people would sit in it, and you kept jumping on top of everybody else until it collapsed, or you all collapsed, or you fell off. Um, we oh yeah, we played the whip without just with our feet, whereby you hold on, you go around a big circle. Like I said, it wasn't a big playground. We had no playground equipment that I remember. We did get milk. We got this kind of lukewarm milk, but it was delicious. Here, yo-yos. You played with your yoga and you brought it to school. But at an unknown signal, you put your yo-yo away and you would go on to something else. We went into kites back in the springtime when the wind was starting to blow. Everybody would be making your kites. You really didn't bring them to school because there was no place to run them. But next door to where I grew up was the Walter Burton Memorial Home, which I call it an orphanage. It's just a home for boys. Um, and played many hours over there, and it was a great big wonderful place with the boys. Um, I did a lot with them. I played on their equipment. A lot of good games. I played a lot of marbles over there too. Now at Waldo Burton Memorial, they had swings, and I'm trying to give you an indication of how. Well, here's kites. We did kites in the springtime, and my daddy would help me make kites, either out of newspaper or we'd have some tissue paper. You make our little cross things very carefully and tie them and glue them and wrap the paper around the edge very carefully. It's a very delicate operation, and I knew all along that that thing wasn't going to last, more than an hour. It was going to be smashed, but we made them. Uh, and thank gosh, I have wonderful memories of my daddy and I on the floor trying to make these kites. Usually, though, he was the one doing it, and I was trying to read the comics without letting him see that I wasn't paying attention. Yes. What other game? Well, this is my desk, a desk, not my desk. We had individual desks that we shoved around. That's about the level of my interest. I was always looking out the window and daydreaming because I didn't know I couldn't learn. I had ADHD, I had attention deficit, and I just simply couldn't pay attention. So here's another desk. Um, we One of the most fun things for me in my childhood was roller skating. I'm gonna try to find a good picture of roller skates. Mhm. When my parents said, go outside, what they meant was get out of here. Show up when the street lights go on. Um, mhm. Oh, I've got my BB gun. But oh, yeah, you also had a marble game with a hole in the ground. But you knock the other guy's thing into the hole. That's a good game when you don't have a lot of space. Um, I'm working on it. Skates. We had roller skates that were huge amounts of fun. I went through at least 2 pair of roller skates during the summertime. Now, what that meant was, if you can see the wheels, the wheels are metal and ball bearing. Since we skated on the street, the sidewalk, anywhere we could possibly skate, we wore these. I wore these things out because I spent I don't know how many thousands of hours on these skates. Now you may notice that it doesn't have a shoe attached to it. You would clamp these to your shoe. Uh, uh, it's sad that I ruined a lot of shoes, I'm sure, because your shoes just get all smushed up because you have to clamp them really, really tight to keep them suckers on your feet and to have enough stability. Because you're out there fighting the other guys with stuff and they got to stay on your feet. So, but it was so much fun to put roller skates on. You notice they can adjust for the size of the shoe and you clamp them here. Now, mine had a clamp in the back too. I don't know. I was very lucky, I suppose, in that my father owning a little hardware store on Carrollton Avenue at 3232 South Carrollton, I could get not only skates, but a key. There's a key somewhere. Oh yeah, this is a sample of me, yeah, sitting with my sister Patricia. She loved me dearly, even though I was odd. There were keys that went with it, well, you tightened up your skate with. When I would lose them or the other kids would lose them, I could go into the store and take one out of the box. Yes, yes, I had certain benefits. So skating was a big deal in my life. I loved it. We played tin can hockey, whatever you call it. Um, Meaning if we had three or more, wouldn't matter how many you had. You got an old tin can, a beat up one, and you found on the ground, preferably one that had been smushed kind of, and then you got a stick and you just knock it back and forth. Now, meanwhile, of course, the cars are trying to pass, so you got to say, car's coming, and you let them go, get back on the street, and nobody seemed to care. I'm looking for something, I don't know what. You may notice how organized I am. Yes, there we go. This is a picture. This is from England, I think. But it's a simple we'd have just a few guys here and knock it back and forth and back. If you get it past the fire plug, that's what we call them, fire plugs. Um, then you got to go or knock it back this way. You got to go. Later on, when we had bicycles, we'd play that on bicycles too. Very dangerous, I'm sure. I had many a fall, many a scrape, everything, but it was fun. I look forward to it. Kids roller skating. What else do I want to cover with you? The games. What games did I play? Oh yeah, next door in the boys Walter Borton Memorial Home, they had these most dangerous stuff. They had one of these, which was a round thing. It was made out of wood though. And then, of course, you sit on there and you just push it as fast as you possibly can to watch the other guys either throw up or get thrown off. Great fun. Great fun. Um, they also had a swing thing. I'm trying to show you an estimate of the height here. You can't see it, but it was very, very high. It went, a little higher than that. Little long ladder, and then they had a slide down, but it also had a whole bunch of swings and everything else on it. It was high. I mean, you fall off of that, you could die. We had one of these next door. Now the swing set was that they had next door was made out of chains. They had big, heavy chains going up quite high, and the seats were made out of like a 2x10 piece of wood. Thick, thick, heavy, heavy. When that hits you in the head, you know you're hitting the head. I'm sure many people, you jump off to show how brave you are, the thing comes back and whaps you. Man, it's dangerous. Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom. Um, they had one of these where you just simply grab a hold and you run around a circle and you go up in the air. Now, why would we spend hours and hours playing that? I guess because we were young. All right, that's the games I played. I'm sure I played with little toy soldiers because I was in the 1940, 1945, 46, 47. The Second World War was over with, but the Korean War was going on. Lots of shooting and everything else. Now, I didn't mention BB guns. It's not a game, I guess, but I had a BB gun very early in life, which I loved and shot at everything. There you go. Um, it was a pump BB gun, Daisy pump. It was as big as I was. And that's pump it. I bet I got more exercise with that BB gun than any of the other stuff. You load up your BBs in here, you put 50, 60, 70 BBs in here, you screw it in there, pump that sucker up, and you can shoot. I didn't hit anything, but I shot at a lot of squirrels. I probably shot at birds. I shot at anything. It's fun to shoot. Um, so that was my BB gun. I loved it. In fact, when I got a little older, I got one that was a little more powerful too. One time, my brother and I were in the backyard, and he shot, bounced off the metal shed, and hit me right there in the eye. And he was, "Don't tell mom, please don't tell mom." So I didn't tell mom. It didn't hit my eye. We kept secrets from my parents would not have been happy about that. All right, that's the games I played, and I had fun, and I lived to tell the tale. A lot of dangerous equipment. I mean, lots of dangerous equipment. Okay, I don't know what else to say except I hope that this will give you some insight into what a boy of the 50s, 1940s, and 50s enjoyed playing as a child. Thank you, and that's it. I'm stopping my sharing. I'm stopping my sharing. I'm going to end this little clip called Phil's Bits and Pieces. What did I play with?